All right, let's talk about one of the most powerful and honestly simplest tools a teacher can have. It's called the Hinge question. And trust me, it's a total game changer for figuring out what your students actually get, right in the middle of a lesson, before it's too late.
I want you to think about this for a second. You're teaching, you're in the zone, it feels like everything is just clicking. But is it? Is it really clicking for every single student? Or some of them just nodding along, kind of hoping you'll move on?
You know the moment. We've all been there. You've just given this brilliant explanation of a key concept. You pause, you look out at your students, and you ask the classic, "Any questions?" And what do you get? Silence. Maybe a few nods, but that silence, it's a mystery box, right? Does it mean, "Yep, totally got it, let's go"? Or does it mean, "I'm so lost, I don't even know what to ask"? That's the exact problem a Hinge question is built to solve.
So, to crack open that mystery box, we need a special kind of tool. And that's where the Hinge question comes in. Think of it as your lesson's most critical checkpoint.
So what is it exactly? Well, a Hinge question is a very specific, pre-planned question you ask at a pivotal moment in your lesson. It's like a fork in the road. The answers your students give you literally tell you which path to take. Do we keep going? Do we need to circle back and reteach something? Or maybe just tweak our approach a little bit? Now, for a question to be a true Hinge question, it has to have all three of these things. First, it has to be fast. We're talking 30 to 60 seconds, tops. It can't derail the whole lesson. Second, it's got to be diagnostic. This is key. The wrong answers aren't just wrong. They tell you why a student is confused. And finally, it has to be actionable. You have to be ready to actually do something different based on what you find out.
Okay, so that's the what. But what about the how? How do we actually build one of these things? Let's take a look at the anatomy of a really great Hinge question. The great news is they're super flexible. You can use a classic multiple choice format, which works great, or you could have students compare two different statements and decide which one is right. You could even ask them to spot a deliberate error you've put in a sentence or a math problem, or maybe pose a hypothetical what-if question. The format can be adapted for pretty much any subject you can think of.
Now this is the secret sauce. The magic of a good Hinge question isn't in finding out who's right, it's in the wrong answers. Each incorrect option, each distractor, is carefully designed to pinpoint a specific, common misunderstanding. So if a bunch of kids pick answer B, you know exactly what they're thinking and can fix that specific issue. The wrong answers give you the most valuable data.
So let's talk about putting this into practice. How does this actually look in a classroom? The beauty of this whole thing is its speed. This is not a pop quiz. It's a quick 60-second pulse check.
The routine is just 4 simple steps. 1, you ask the question. 2, you get everyone to respond at once, maybe with mini whiteboards or just holding up fingers, whatever works for you. 3, you do a quick scan of the room. And 4, you make a decision about what to do next. It's a rapid-fire, powerful feedback loop happening right there in the moment. And that 4th step, making the decision, that is everything. The key to making it feel effortless in the heat of the moment is to plan your responses before you even start the lesson. Okay, let's walk through a real-world example. Say you're teaching homophones. You could ask, which sentence uses the correct form of there, or there? Notice how options A and B aren't just random mistakes. They target those classic, super common mix-ups. And then, of course, C is the right answer.
So you ask the question, everyone holds up their answer, and this is what you see. Eeks! Only 40% of your class got it right. But look closer. This is rich data. You see that a big chunk, 35%, chose A, confusing the possessive with the contraction. Another 25% to the opposite. This isn't just a sea of wrong. It's a very specific roadmap of their confusion.
And this is where that pre-planning just pays off big time. You've already decided if more than 30% of the class picks a certain wrong answer, you're going to reteach that specific point with a new example. Boom! No guesswork. If it was just a few students, you could just talk to them individually. Your response is immediate and perfectly targeted.
Now, to make sure this strategy really lands, let's quickly go over the 2 most common mistakes people make when they first start using Hinge questions. We want to make sure you avoid these traps.
So on the left, you see the pitfalls. The biggest one, honestly, asking the question and then just moving on anyway because you're worried about time. That completely defeats the purpose. The other big mistake is just writing random wrong answers. But on the right, that's our goal. The data you gather immediately tells you what to do next, and every single wrong answer is a powerful clue.
When you boil it all down, Hinge questions are about replacing "I think they get it" with "I know where they are and I know what to do about it." It really does shift your teaching from guesswork to data-driven precision, and it does it all in under a minute.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. Your next lesson, the next big concept you're going to teach. What's the single most important idea that everything else hinges on? Figure that out, plan a question for that exact moment, and just see what you discover.